Number 21, I drew the picture in class and talked to you each about that. The fact that the tower sits on top of the castle and that the smaller angle of elevation just goes to the top of the castle. The larger angle of elevation includes the castle and the tower. They only want to know the height of the tower. However, the height of the tower is part of this triangle, which is not a right triangle. So I can't use anything in this triangle to try and set up a trig equation, because sine, cosine, and tangent all have to do with right triangle trig. So instead what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to make two triangles. The first triangle is going to be the outside triangle. It's going to be the bigger of the two triangles. It's the one that has this angle of elevation as 48 degrees. I drew that in pink there as well. This height is the tower and the castle together. So this length, which is the side that I'm going to find in just a second, I'm going to call that T for total, is going to be the height of the tower and the castle. Over here, what's that? Over here, this is 50. And so if I'm trying to find T, I have opposite and adjacent, which is tangent of 48 equals opposite over adjacent, and then the total height of both of those. To get T by itself, I'd have to undo the division, so I'd multiply both sides by 50. Then I need a separate triangle, which is just the height of the castle. So now this is just the height of the castle. So we're going to call this C. This angle is the 35 degree angle, and this is still 50 feet. Once again, I still have opposite and adjacent, so I'm dealing with the tangent of 35 degrees equals C over 50. And then to solve for this, I'd multiply both sides by 50, so the castle height is 50 times the tangent of 35 degrees. So the pink is this total. The blue is just the castle, so the pink is the tower plus the castle. The blue is just the castle. I just want the tower. So once I get these two values, I can go ahead and subtract them, and that will give me just the height of the tower. So first of all, I made sure my calculator was in degrees, so I do 50 times the tangent of 48. And then I'm going to do 50 times the tangent of 35. And they want you, I think they said around this to 2 decimal places. Let's see, 21. 1 decimal place. So you can round these off to 1 decimal place, or you can just go up and copy and paste that down and then subtract, arrow up, hit enter, copies and paste it down, and then you get 20.5. Our units here were in feet, and so this is, after you subtract these two, 20.5 feet. Number 23 works much the same way. I already have it drawn here for you. This is the picture that they had for you in the book. This is the side they're trying to get you to find. Once again, that side of that triangle, this little part right here, is not a right triangle. And so what we're going to have to do instead is we're going to have to take the whole outside triangle here. Let me get a highlighter so you can see it a little bit. Because they didn't label in the triangle this time like we did last time. So we're going to first of all have to take the total length here of this outside triangle. So that's going to be our outside triangle. And then we're going to have to take this smaller triangle right here. And then if we take the yellow and subtract this shorter side, we'll get that side. So I'm going to make the smaller green triangle here. So what we know is the same on both of these is that the height is 10. Other than that, I know nothing about this side. That's what I'm trying to find. So I'm going to call that T for total and this for short. And then we need to figure out something about the angles. So first of all, this green angle, and every student that I've worked on, this is the hardest part for them. I'm not sure why this is so difficult. So what we have going on here is they even drew this for you. This is a right angle. So drawing this above, we have this right angle. The angle that we're concerning ourselves with right now is this little tiny angle right here, which we know nothing about. We know that this is 28 degrees and the pink is 55 degrees. I know nothing about this. So right now, this is what I'm looking for. And this is 58 or 55 degrees. That was given to me. You got to separate the pictures out. So therefore, if this whole thing is 90 degrees and they gave me this was 55, the rest of it that I need for my triangle is 35 degrees. So down here, this is 35 degrees. And then I have to do the same thing for the yellow one. For the yellow one now, up here in the triangle, I need this part right here, from here to here. So what I have going on there is, there's the right angle. Now I'm looking for the yellow piece right here. And if you come back here, notice that that yellow piece stops right here, and what's left over is the 28 degrees. So if I want to know that angle for my triangle down here, I'm going to take 90 and subtract 28 and get 62 degrees. So down here, this is 62 degrees. And now I can go ahead and once again, I'm going to take the yellow, which is the total, figure out this side. Then I'm going to take the green, which is the smaller triangle, figure out this side. And when I subtract those two values, I'll have that leftover distance, which is the distance between the two cities. So again, this is opposite over adjacent, which is tangent. So solving for t, we get t equals 10 times the tangent of 62. Over here, once again, we have opposite and adjacent, so we have the tangent of 35 equals s over 10. To solve, we multiply both sides by 10. So we have 10 times the tangent of 35. And then you pick up your calculator and you do 10 times the tangent of 62. And again, you can write that down if you want. I'm just going to copy that in a second. And then 10 times the tangent of 35. I'm going to go up and copy the 18 by just hitting enter. It copies and transfers it. Subtract. Go up. Copy the 7 by hitting enter. And then hit enter again. And it gives me 11.8. And this was in kilometers. So we get 11.8 kilometers.